Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Wednesday night, live from Los Angeles, California. Hope everyone's doing well. It's been a minute since I pulled up on some Laker news because I really, outside of the Marcus Smart of late, I wasn't able to cover that live when it happened or the coming days after. That's all that's been going on. It's a pretty decent pickup, not earth-shattering, not NBA-shattering, but it's a solid pickup. I like it. And I'm starting to kind of get a grasp, more or less, of how things are going and what this team is going to be like and what the future is going to be like. We already know who the future is going to be about. We already know who they're building around. We already know who now has the key to the castle. We already know who the Lakers are consulting with fully. We know this already, right? We know this already. So what we don't know is, and it's the title of the show. I'm going to wait for some people to come in here we just kind of kick this off right now. But the title of the show is a legitimate question that's been going through my mind pretty much from the second that we got Luka Dončić on the Lakers. And that question is, has LeBron James checked out on the Lakers? I'm not saying he has. I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm asking the question and wanting to know your guys' opinion on this. Has he checked out? Has he given up? Did he just opt in and stay a Laker because of the 50-something million? Or is this where he wants to be and where he wants his son to be? These are not questions that I have answers to. No one on the internet has the answer to it. Some would like you to believe that they do, but they don't. But this is a question that's going around in my mind on the regular. And I want to believe he's not checked out. I want to believe in my basketball heart of hearts that LeBron, prior to going on vacation, spoke with the Lakers, talked with them, and was like, look, go do what you guys do. I'm cool with you running things by Luka. I'm going to go enjoy my summer. I'll see you guys in October. That's what I'm hoping happened. I don't know if there's any chance of that there's any chance that did happen. But that's what I'm hoping happened. Because that would show tremendous respect for Luka on LeBron's part. But I think that might be a little naive for me to think that that's what happened. And so I think maybe it's somewhere in the middle. Maybe he knows there's really nothing he can do about it. There's nothing he can say or do. They're not really running anything by him. So he's like, all right, cool, I'm out. And what LeBron has always been able to do is control narratives. He's been able to get his name out there no matter what, even with doing nothing. I think both LeBron and the Lakers have figured out that the speculation leads to more engagement, keeps the brand at the top of every show, just by really not giving us anything that we want from a standpoint of giving us information. Now, the Laker organization would never sit out here and tell us their plan on the offseason regardless. But the fact that they really give us nothing, and LeBron hasn't given us much of anything. He's had comments on people's social media posts. He's done things that could be him trolling, could be him stirring the pot, could be him controlling narratives, could be whatever you want. It's very easy to assume what's happening here. But again, none of us know. We can only speculate because the Lakers nor LeBron will ever come out and say what is going on. All we can do is speculate as to what's going on. And majority of that is going to be wrong. Some of it will be right. Some of it will be overhyped. Some of it will be based off stuff that's been reported loosely. Some things that are being reported off of things that are speculative, not yet fact. So there's a lot of things that you have to consider here. LeBron may be throwing a fit. He may not be throwing a fit. LeBron may just be very well enjoying his vacation. I'll tell you what, though, the narrative that I absolutely give zero credit to is he's laying low because of Drake. No one lays low because of Drake. So at the end of the day, that's not it. Everyone keeps trying to loop LeBron into whatever it is. He's going to be on the Diddy list. Drake is going to expose him. It never happens. It never happens. Do you guys really believe that LeBron James would put himself in position that someone that emotionally unstable could control him with information, that would have something on him? Do you believe he would do that? Do you believe he would do that? This man is the most calculated, careful, controlling every situation man we may have ever seen in the game, in sports. And to that, he's GOAT status in that for sure. This is giving him credit. This is not shade. This is credit. He's never let anyone have any leverage on him like that, ever. I don't buy that for a second. Don't buy that for a second. But I think this could be a combination of a lot of things. A lot of things. I think it could be maybe he is a little upset with the current hierarchy and power struggle in the Lakers organization. He had ties to Laker ownership group as being the best player under the Genie Bus regime. Now, while Genie may still be around for quite some time, as far as being the governor of the franchise, she is no longer going to be the one cutting the checks. So he no longer has that connection to the new ownership group. He doesn't have that. Luka is going to have that off top. To be honest with you guys, I'm not even sure that the new ownership group even wants it with LeBron. I'm not even sure that they were even willing to. This could be partially why they're like not even taking control of it until that phase is done. These are a lot of things you have to consider. I'm not saying I don't know anything about that. I'm saying it might be. It might be. There's transitions in sports when you buy something, when you buy an entity, and you might be like, Genie's like, look, I'm going to run this as long as I'm making money off the James gang. As long as I'm able to make money off this LeBron James partnership, I'm going to be here and do this. Mark Walter and his group are probably fine with that because they're going to pocket off it anyways. They just don't have to deal with all the rah-rah. And while I don't have any information on this, I believe 100% that the new ownership group has no business in taking over the team with LeBron on it. That's, again, this is not directed to be shade. They want to focus on their guy, their superstar for the next 7-8 years. I'm going to continue to say this because I'm praising LeBron in this stance a lot more than people are going to take it as. They're not buying the Lakers for the next 5 to 7 years of LeBron James. They're buying the Lakers, one, because they're the Lakers, and two, to have the next 5 to 7 years of Luka Dončić. That's why they're buying the Lakers. So to them, it's kind of doesn't make any sense to get involved now in what could be his last year as a Laker. So that makes perfect sense. So LeBron not only does not have, I'm not going to say he won't have a direct line to the ownership and Mark Walter. I'm not going to say that it's not the case, but Genie is going to be the point. Genie is going to be the person. Genie is going to be the governor. Rob and Genie are still going to be the people until they start adding little pieces to this front office, until they start adding more infrastructure to that front office and to the team in general. It's still going to be business as usual from the faces and the names. It's still going to be that. So right now, it's still Genie. It's still Rob. That's what it is right now. The only difference is Rob is working for the Lakers now. He's not working for Clutch and the Lakers and the Ramby and all of them. Pelinka is working for the Lakers right now. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Pelinka could be out of here in 6 days, 6 months, 6 years. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not this diehard Pelinka guy that people think I am, just like I wasn't a diehard Darvin Ham guy like people thought I was. I just push back on BS. I just push back on people thumb wrestling online, making up nonsense. But if Pelinka quit, resigned, got fired, whatever, tomorrow, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I've said this numerous times, but I think the LeBron situation is interesting. I think there's potential that he has kind of checked out on the team. I think there's potential that he hasn't. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the story is. None of us do. And that's pretty much where I'm at with it. Now, I'm interested to see what you guys think. I'm interested to hear where you guys think this is at. Where do you think LeBron's commitment is to the Lakers? Is it strictly for the money? Is it strictly because the player option? Or do you buy into the fact that he did have his quote unquote eye on Dallas? Do you buy into that? Because I don't. I don't think LeBron James was looking to go somewhere for a year or two at the end here. He's got his son here. I think he would want his son to stay in LA. That maybe is something that had already been prearranged, that even when he's done, maybe his son could stay. I don't know any of this. I don't believe for a second LeBron wants to go to Dallas and move his son to Dallas. I don't think so. I could be 100% wrong. I could be right. I don't know. But LeBron James has forever been probably the best person in my lifetime in sports that's been able to get his name attached to everything by literally doing nothing, by staying quiet. And when you give them nothing, they have to start thinking. They have to start speculating. They have to start wondering. They have to do all this. And as LeBron continues to give them nothing, it's almost as if the fire grows bigger. The intrigue grows bigger. And he probably just sits back and just like, look at this. I don't got to do anything. Don't got to do anything. And yet, they're talking about me nonstop. It's brilliant as far as I'm concerned. LeBron has always been great at that. Fantastic at that. The best we've ever seen at that. And I don't expect that to stop anytime soon. But it keeps going in my head. Has he checked out? What is he here for? I would love to believe that he opted in because he wants to be a Laker and he wants to play a full season with Luka and he wants to help build out this roster and he wants to do all this. But player after player at the podium has said that they have not heard from him. Like I said, this could be him saying, Luka, that's your role now. Go do your thing. I'm not going to challenge that. Or it could be him throwing a fit. Don't know. Don't know. I would love nothing more that if this is LeBron James last year, which is lining up to be. There's been some recent reports saying that it's going to come out soon. I don't know if that's true. None of us do. But if this ends up being his final year, then it becomes more just about a year of getting Luka resigns and you're tooling around him. That does add pressure to the Laker organization to not only put a team around Luka, but give LeBron a chance to win in his final year. I do think he is owed that. I do. I think what LeBron has given to this franchise, I think what he's brought to this franchise. Now, there's people who love LeBron. There's people that dislike LeBron. Like I said, he's the most polarizing, probably the most toxic player from a fan base perspective, not the player. Talking about the fan base because of the love and the hate. I'm in the middle when it comes to LeBron. He's not my favorite player of all time, but I do not hate LeBron. I love that he's a Laker. I love that he chose the Lakers. He got us a ring. I don't care if it's a bubble. I don't care what it is. He got us a chip that counts in the NBA record books, just like every other championship does. He got us that. He was part of getting us AD, which then led to Luka. So at the end of the day, I hope that we can not only win one for the Lakers, but yeah, it'd be kind of dope if LeBron could get one in his last year. That would be dope. And he does deserve a farewell tour as much as anyone else, if not more. He absolutely deserves it. He's carried this league for over 20 years. He has, whether you want to say it or not. Kobe's been out 9 years. Kobe's been out 9 years. And Kobe, at the time when LeBron was coming in, LeBron came in 2003, is when Kobe started to get a little, dirt on his name from the scandal. Kobe's my favorite player of all time. He's my GOAT. But at that time, Kobe was losing endorsements. You had the beef with Shaq. You had the Colorado situation. LeBron came in the league right around that time. It took Kobe years to kind of get some of that back. So LeBron, one way or another, in a lot of ways, has carried this league for the majority of his 22-year career. That's not unfair to say. So he deserves a farewell tour just as much, if not more, than anyone else because of that body of work. And you're going to start to see a bunch of guys, because there really is no face of the league when he's gone. You're going to start to see a bunch of guys kind of going at Bron like they're going at Kobe now. A bunch of former players who spent all their money, who don't really have a stream of income. There's no real brand deals for them. So all they can do is get on the internet and talk and get views and clicks. Talking about stuff or inside information, what happened in the league, what players really talked about and stuff like that. There's going to be people making careers after talking about LeBron's career after he's gone for years. For years and years and years. I guarantee you 10 years from now, There will be people on YouTube still bashing LeBron James on a nightly basis. LeBron James will be picking up one of his grandchildren from school, and he will be getting bashed for how he did it. Because it will still get attention, it will still drive views, it will still get clicks, and it will get people paid. It will get people paid. LeBron has been getting people paid his entire career. People he knows, people he doesn't know, people he doesn't like, people he loves. LeBron has been getting people paid his entire career. So not only is the NBA's all-time leading scorer, but when you're talking about assists that leads to checks, he's a leader in that too. And that's not going to slow down anytime soon because the brand is still huge. The brand is still huge, which is why a man who's going to be 41 years old in December, there's so much speculation about what team did he want to go to? Is he going to opt in? Is he going to opt out? Will they trade him? Show me another 40-year-old man in sports outside of Tom Brady. And it's the NFL, which is a whole different world. Who outside of that has ever been able to control the media and the headlines and the topics more than LeBron James at 40 years old? That's insanely impressive. But with LeBron, there's the pros and the cons, right? There's antics, there's the passive aggressiveness, there's the games that he plays to be able to control those narratives and to be able to keep his name out there and to keep leverage on people and to keep people on edge. LeBron does all these things because it works. If it didn't work, he wouldn't be doing it. He wouldn't be doing it. But it works, and you guys all fall for it. And if I'm him, I'd keep that going too. I'd absolutely keep that going. Because it works. It not only generates interest, it not only keeps his name out there front and center, but it generates money. And it will always generate money. It will. I've seen the comments. I'm going to get you guys in a little bit. I'm going to get to the comments in a little bit, the chats. I appreciate y'all. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Follow all socials at Empire Jeff TV on IG, on Twitter, X, here on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitch, on Kick, everywhere Empire Jeff TV. You can also become a member to the channel for less than the cost of lunch. You become a member for an entire month. Hit that join button or the first link in the description and you can become a member to the channel. Great way to help support the channel. Shout out to all the members who have already done so. Also, this show is brought to you by Fanatics. Make sure to get your MLB, NBA, NFL gear, and more. Make sure to use our link at Fanatics to get special discounts, and your purchase help supports the channel. We partner with the good people at Fanatics, and when you order through them via us, they take care of us because we sent you that way. It's the gear you're going to get anyway, so you might as well get it that way. It's a great way to support the channel. You can always tap that Cash App $ Empire Jeff. And this show was also brought to you by my guy, Coach Joe. Coach Joe has a book coming out called Basketball is Like Life. That's the hat I'm rocking today. He had a limited drop of his hats. I was able to secure one. I was one of the lucky ones. So shout out to Coach Joe. Not only did he drop the hat, but he's got the book releasing on August 25th, the date after 8/24, 8/25. Make sure to cop the book. You can pre-order now at basketballislikelife.com. All right. So when it comes down to the topic of has LeBron checked out, do you guys believe LeBron has checked out? Do you believe that? Do you believe Bron really wanted to go somewhere else? Do you really believe that? Because he hasn't said it. No one in his camp has said it. They've said that they have not asked for a trade. They said they didn't ask for an extension. That could be them clearing up, controlling the narrative. Could be them trying to control the fact that he wasn't offered an extension. Could be them saying, well, we didn't ask for one. Both could be true. The Lakers didn't offer one because LeBron didn't ask for one. Maybe in years past, LeBron asked for one or indicated through his team that he would like an extension offer. And maybe they didn't do it this time, and maybe that's how it's always gone. So that could be just what happened. Or it could be that the Lakers always come offering it. LeBron sits on it, waits or whatever, takes his time, and then eventually signs it. And maybe the Lakers just didn't do it this time. It could be that too. We don't know. We legitimately don't know. All we know is what his team and representatives have said, and that is that the Lakers did not offer an extension and that they did not ask for an extension. That's all we know. Now, it's very easy to try to read tea leaves. It's very easy to speculate. It's very easy to think we're in the room and think that we know what goes on between these parties, but we don't. But we don't. There's very few people that do. And those that do aren't saying anything because they lose the connection to them. They lose the trust. They lose access to them. When you start burning plugs and contacts and connects that high in the game for stories that really don't mean nothing, you lose them. You lose them. And so the very few people that do know it, aren't going to say anything. They're not about to lose their access over this. They're not about to do it. Now, if this was like LeBron going to Miami and they like back then, if this was 2010, oh yeah, they would have rolled the dice on that because they would have had another 10 to 10-year career off that. They're not going to roll the dice on that now. They're not going to do that now. So we don't know, and we won't know. Sometimes it's fun to speculate. Sometimes it's fun to think you may have picked up on something. Sometimes it's fun to think you know something that you don't, but we really do not know. We don't know. I believe, and this is just one man's opinion on sports, I believe that LeBron is doing exactly what he's the best at, which is keeping his name at the top of every show, which is keeping his name in the headlines, which is keeping his brand strong, all the while enjoying his vacation, probably not loving the fact that he's not number one. He's not the top guy in town anymore, that he's not the main character in the movie anymore. He's not the top guy in the group or the band. He's not that guy anymore. From the Lakers' perspective, he probably doesn't love that. He probably is trying to learn how to live in that environment, to adapt to that environment. But I don't believe that at any point that he truly considered leaving because of it. Because let's think about this. If he goes to Dallas, he's not going to be the main guy there either. And he's starting over. If he goes back to Cleveland, he won't be the main guy there. And he's starting over on a new team year one. If he goes anywhere, he's not going to be the number one ever again. So why leave your home, move your family on the basis and the principle of not being the top guy just to go somewhere else where you're also not going to be the top guy? It doesn't make sense. It pokes holes in the argument. Now, granted, those other teams wouldn't be the team that took away that number one spot from them. It wouldn't be that, but it would still be the end result. You still wouldn't be the number one guy. Okay, you're going to go play with Kyrie and AD, two of your best number twos ever. But Kyrie, I'm not even convinced he's going to play next year. And AD is AD. I love AD, but AD is AD. And AD is going to have reservations for one on that trainer's table often. We know this to be true. And LeBron will be 41, hoping that Kyrie comes back from a torn ACL and can play around the playoff time after missing an entire season, and hoping that AD will last through a season. It doesn't make any sense. And, oh, by the way, if they did the trade, they'd have to give up all their depth to get him and more. That's not going to happen. And he wasn't going to give up $52 million to go over there just because he was hurt by this. He's still a stone cold businessman at the end of the day. He wasn't going to do that. Nor should he have. There's no way a man is turning down $52 million because his feelings are hurt. or his pride is bruised for whatever reason. No way. No way. So this may never have been anything close to realistic. And we don't know because he hasn't said anything. Nothing. And I don't expect him to either. I'll tell you what, though. What's going to be absolutely incredible is we can sit out here and talk about what all these other players are going to say about LeBron when he's done. That's going to be fun because, they're going to start hating as soon as they don't got to face him, right? And don't got to see him every other day or face him at all. So like that's going to happen. But I think the most interesting part about this is the stuff LeBron is going to say when he's done, or those that are really close to him. Our biography comes out. Like, that's what's going to be really interesting. Like, what is LeBron's side of all this stuff? Because he's pretty much taking the high road most of his career. When he don't got to take that high road, where there's a time where it's between him playing and a potential ownership situation in Vegas with a new basketball team, if there's a nice little window there, that's going to be an interesting point. But as far as LeBron James goes, like I said, there's no perfect situation out there because no one is sitting over there clamoring for a soon-to-be 41-year-old guy to come take the keys to their franchise, not even Dallas. So the narrative of Dallas doesn't fully add up other than it's a fun story. It makes sense. It sells clicks. It sells views. It does all of that. They played this card 2 or 3 times over the last 5 years. They just keep going back to the same story. They keep going back to the same clickbait. They keep going back to the same cookie cutter catalog, and people keep falling for it. It's the same thing. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. Dallas, Cleveland. Dallas, Cleveland. Dallas, Cleveland. Rinse, repeat. And everybody's, oh, this time it's real. This time it's real. This time it's real. Get off the internet, go into a room, and think. And think for yourself. That's not influenced by a bunch of tweets. That's not influenced by a TikTok video of someone rambling about something they have no insider information on. Go somewhere by yourself and think. Because there's plenty of people on the internet telling you 2 + 2 is 5, when we all know 2 + 2 is 4. So I appreciate y'all, man. Once again, I am Empire Jeff. This is Empire Jeff TV. We are live tonight talking about the situation with LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. And the question being, has LeBron James checked out on the Los Angeles Lakers? So there's a bunch of chats here. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them, but I'll go ahead and start on some of them now. So appreciate you guys for tuning in again. Gilbert Vega, what's going on, brother? Said, what up, Empire Jeff? Do you think this team is done? And if so, how do you like their odds? I don't believe they're done. I hope they are not done. And as of right now, I do not like their title odds. But with that being said, I don't think they're done. I really, really did like the addition of Marcus Smart. This is a player that I've wanted for a while. I think he's not as old as people would, typically think, and he hasn't really been motivated to play the last few years. So Marcus Smart, for what they were able to get him at, what they were able to get Ayton at, what they were able to get Laravia at, these are all things that I think are positive additions on the margins. But I still expect Rob to do some other moves. I still need a trade. We still have some redundancy. I still think that either Rui or Gabe need to go and get something else in there. I don't see a spot for Gabe on this team right now with Marcus there. So that's probably a good thing. What is out there? What can be moved from? Do you take on a guy with 2 years left to get rid of a guy with 1 year left? Don't really know. Do you have to look around? There's guys. I know a lot of shows and a lot of people will sit up there and tell you that someone is unmovable. You can't move this guy. You can't trade this guy. And every year you see another one of those guys moved. Every year you see the worst contract in the league moved. Anyone can be moved for the right price. The Lakers are not going to give away first-round picks to unload Gabe Vincent or Vando or any of them. It's not going to happen. But if it's a part of a bigger deal and you need some money to move some money and you need someone to be stashed to a third or fourth team, Vando or Gabe are filler money moves. Clear as day. Rui's not. Rui's not. That's not filler money. That's a good chunk of change. So Vando and Gabe, while even though a lot of these dudes on their couch will tell you that they can't be traded, they can. Will they? Is a totally different story. Totally different story. Not that teams are lining up to get someone like Vando. Not that teams are lining up to get someone like Gabe Vincent. But Gabe's deal expiring is going to have value, especially closer to the trade deadline. And Vando's money, when you got guys in Austin Reeves and all those guys range making $30 million, Vando's less than mid-level money value is going to drop as far as risk. You will absolutely be able to move him with that number being on the books moving forward. That will be even lower filler money moving forward. So those type of guys couldn't very easily be moved. But I think the Lakers need to do more things with this roster. I would like a Andrew Wiggins type. I would like another wing. I would like a second big. I don't like Jackson Hayes as the backup big. I know they just got Koloko again on a two-way, but I don't have any. He's a project. He's a developmental guy. He's going to be for down the road. I don't love Jackson Hayes as my primary backup big. Now, if he's my third string big, I don't mind that. If you got Ayton and you got a little bit of a bruising big as the number two, you have the contrast, you have the two different styles, then you have Jackson as your third. I like that. He had a way better year two than year one. He outplayed his contract last year. Year one, he didn't. So when everyone was crying about that player option that he opted in for year two, there was a stretch in the season. If we didn't have him, we were in trouble. Him opting into that second year was a big reason why we got the number 3 seed. Now, it's not a guy you can rely on for heavy minutes come playoff time, no. But in an 82-game season, there's going to be 10 to 15 games there where he's going to help you win some games. Not 82. He's not a starter. He's not a secondary guy. But as a third string, on a night where Ayton may be out, a night wherever they get as a second option may be out, a guy's in foul trouble, whatever the reason. Jackson Hayes is a third guy I'm not mad at. Jackson Hayes is a second guy I don't particularly love for at all, really. Gilbert says, I don't see Clippers taking it past the second round. Only one ball and too many miles on those old man knees and feet. Yeah, the Clippers, I don't know what they're doing. You know what's funny is if the media is so weird, and I never really bought into the Ballmer only buys good publicity thing, and no one ever disses the Clippers. But this is an argument for this, right? I mean, you had this where they go out and they make these moves, and everyone is just applauding every single move they make. Every single move they make. There's no, have they made some nice moves? Yes, they have. But you can't sit up here and say that every move they made was a home run, right? Chris Paul, Bradley Beal, like you already have Harden in the backcourt. What's Kawhi's knees going to do next year? You got a lot of, like, I mean, Brook Lopez is older and older, and his rim protection is going lower and lower. Like, these aren't like game-changing additions, but the internet and the sports news will tell you it is. It's weird to me, but I got to see him on the floor, and I got to see this team 50 games in. And how many games has Kawhi missed? They're not going to play CP3 every night. How is Bradley Beal fitting in defensively? This team was a very good defensive team last year. How is Bradley Beal and Chris Paul going to affect that? With Brook Lopez declining defensive skill set, how is he going to affect that? These are all questions I need answered before I know what the Clippers are going to be. What's going on, Mission 24? Appreciate you, man. The Empire of Reason. I like that. I like that. Feel like we needed it during these dark times of July and August. Man, appreciate you. The Empire of Reason. I am the voice of reason, man. I really am. I don't get too high. I don't get too low. I don't got spit all over my screen from screaming at my camera. I'm not up here telling you like making up these crazy stories. I am the voice of reason. I don't get up here and slam reporters, bash players, or do any of that stuff. I don't act like I can run a team better than these guys, cover a team better than these guys, or play on a team better than these guys. I just get up here as a fan that talks sports. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Gregory, what's going on, Gregory Brown? Sure looks like it. I'm sure that you're referring to the title, saying that you feel that he has checked out on the Lakers. What is up with my voice? Man. What's going on, Craig? Appreciate you, brother. Gilbert says, I think LeBron is 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Just disappointed he's not getting all the respect he wants. That's the thing though, right? Would you guys say that LeBron is getting disrespected? I don't think he's getting disrespected. This is it's a cutthroat league. It's a business. You know how many guys LeBron loved when they were hooping? You know how many guys LeBron took up for and told teams to go get when he wanted to build his team and get more tools for the toolbox and more shooters or more rebounders or more slashers. And the second those guys downgraded in play or the second those guys aged out, LeBron would be the first one to send flowers. Hey, I love you, but you gotta go. I've got chips to win. So LeBron, of all people, should know that is coming. That is coming. Again, no shade. I genuinely have grown to really become a fan of LeBron James. My thing is, it happens to them all. It happens to them all. And LeBron James, I do not believe he's being disrespected. I believe the Lakers are thinking about their franchise. And I think that they are right to do so. I just do. No, he knows it's Luka's team. He does know that. This is a tough question, EJ says. It is. And I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. I'm strictly being speculative here. I don't know the answer. Nobody does. Nobody does. And that's why I'm out here asking it, because people want you to think they know. People think that they could just look at their computer screens or look at Twitter and like, oh, I see what's going on here. I know it. No, you don't. You don't. We don't know. I'm just asking what you guys think. I think that he is stepped away from the situation to continue to process the situation and truly figure out how to navigate this. Not being the number one guy, not being the top dog in the room, not having the first right of refusal or the final say, not having control, not having both his hands around the Lakers' neck or the Cavs or the Heat or anything like that. This is the first time in his NBA, probably since high school, that LeBron has not had the power or the control to do everything he wants. That does not mean that he's over there throwing a world-class tantrum. We don't know. It could just be him. I'm going to step away. I'm going to go away. I'm going to get my thoughts in order. I'll see y'all in October. Could very well be that. September, excuse me. Could very well be that. I said earlier, he could be perfectly fine sitting back, letting Luka welcome everyone to the team, letting Luka be that guy now. That could be what's happening here. I don't know if it is, but that could be what's happening here. We have to see. Gregory says he been getting all respect since he's been with the Lakers. Jeannie sold her soul to Braun. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe for a second that the Lakers are going about this in a disrespectful way. I don't. I really don't. It just, these things happen in sports. Craig says Dalton needs a confidence coach. Dalton just has not been the same dude since the trade fell through. He just has not been the same guy. I understand it, but it's a grown man league, man. You're getting paid. You got to do your thing, man. Excuse me, guys. You're getting paid, Dalton. And you went out there in both summer leagues and you sucked. You sucked. You're better than this, Dalton. You're better than it. Get yourself in a room somewhere where it's quiet and get yourself together, process your thoughts, remember who you are, and go out there and play basketball. Forget the other stuff. Okay, you got traded. You got traded. This is the business you chose. This is the game you chose. You're going to be traded again. And again, probably, because you're going to be a guy that's not going to be a staple for a team. You're not going to be a perennial all-star for a team. You're going to be a guy that probably gets moved a few times. You did it in college. You left college teams. This is not your first rodeo in having to change your situation. So why are you letting this affect you to the level that it is? And you're an older guy. You're an older rookie when you came in last year. You need to get a control of your emotions. I know it's got to suck. I've never been traded before. I can't pretend to act like I know what it feels like. But we've seen it happen endless times in our fanhood, in multiple teams, in multiple leagues, in multiple cities, to multiple level players. You were not the only one, Dalton Connect, that got shipped out. You're not. And if Shaquille O'Neal can get traded, if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar can be traded, anyone can be traded. Get over it. Get past it. Get back to your career. I said you were an older rookie, but you're young as far as NBA goes in your years. You could have a very long NBA career if you just get your head back on. Get it together, my guy. That's enough respect. I agree. It's about time new ownership take back the Lakers. Mission 24 says it's brilliant. He leaves himself open to the whimsical seesaw that might become the season, which every way the pendulum swings, he'll gravitate towards the appropriate side. Yeah, it is smart. It is genius. It's brilliant marketing. And that's what LeBron James has forever and always been great at and always will. Always will. Always. Trying to catch up here, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Appreciate you guys, man. Mr. Laidback. What's going on, Mr. Laidback? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. I think LBJ wants to play out his contract with the Lakers. I think he does. But I think he's going to retire a Laker. I just believe that. I could be 100% wrong, or I could be right. I do not know. We will see. Bronny needs to make his own path. You know what? And I will say, for as disappointed as we were in Dalton Connect in the summer league, I think there's a lot of growth that we saw in Bronny James. I don't expect Bronny James to play pivotal role this season. I don't count on him to be someone we have to count on and to help us win basketball games at a consistent level. But I did see the growth. Like one thing I've continued to say with Bronny is as his body and mind matures and as he forms into his adult body, Bronny is probably going to develop a pretty decent physique, and he's probably going to be strong. So someone like a Marcus Smart on this team could be a really good guy from Bronny to learn from. He really could. And it could be someone that impacts Bronny's career moving forward. So, well, while they may look at it as a step back for Bronny in his development, I think if they take this for what it is, this could be a step forward for Bronny in his development. And I think he looked like he took some pretty good strides in summer league. Now, I didn't watch every minute of every game, but I did check in on him, and I did talk to people that were there and talk to people who covered the league and people who actually spoke to him. And they said that like he looks a lot better this year than he did last year at this time. Marlon Dillon, what's going on, Marlon? This is Bron's last year's. Hope he's have a great season and helps bring the Lakers a title and parade. Salute. Absolutely, brother. I'm right there with you, man. Appreciate you. Someone said, what happened? Nothing. We just here talking sports. Just asked a question. Patty Wagon. What's going on, Patty Wagon? I think it's last year with Lakers, not in the league. Okay. I don't know what it's going to be. I feel that he will retire a Laker. And if I'm wrong, I am wrong. I just don't see. I never bought into the Dallas stuff. I touched on it at length early in the show. It just didn't make sense to me. Could it happen? Of course. Like I said, I will never say never again because, like I said, Luka Dončić is a Laker. The Lakers sold their team. I will never say never again, but I also don't buy everything that people are trying to sell me either. All this Bron shouldn't leave Bronny. He can't babysit Bronny. Bronny is his own man. I agree. Mr. Layback says, Jeff, do you think the Lakers will retire LeBron's jersey? Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. They absolutely will. That's not even a question. They will absolutely retire LeBron's jersey. 100%. I'm taking all bets on that. 100% they will retire his jersey. Perfect way to end a day by Jeff TV. Appreciate you, man. Well, I appreciate you. I've been getting a lot of DMs though to pull up and talk some Lakers. I've just been, been very, very busy with work. A lot going on in my life, as always. This is nothing new. It's going to be very hard for me to be a consistent content creator from a going live standpoint every day, just because I've got a lot of responsibilities and a lot of focus on what I'm trying to build and things I'm doing. But this is the first time I had a chance to pull up. I think in about a week or so. So I've been doing my clips. I've been doing my best to stay present in the space. Give you guys little 60-second clips here, a few of those a day. And but the long form and the live shows, it's been a real challenge for me to get out here and commit the time that it takes to do it. So I apologize for that. life be life, and man, life is life. And I got a whole lot going on, man. Gregory says, looks like Rob not making any meaningful moves till Braun is gone. I mean, I can understand that. I think that he will try to make some meaningful moves, but his hands are kind of tied from a standpoint of, that money that's allocated to LeBron James could be used on a minimum of 2 really good players. And when he has that ability, we will see what he does with it, barring that he's still here, right? I don't know how long Rob is going to be here. I really don't care. You know what I mean? How long Rob is going to be here. My thing is, as long as he's here, I will continue to say that I don't believe that he's been able to operate with all. I will say that I believe he hasn't really always been fully able to do his job. As a result of that, maybe you press, maybe you you try to overcompensate in some, you make a bad deal, you try to get out of it. There's some things where Rob obviously is far from the best GM in the league, but he's far from the worst GM in the league. If he left tomorrow, I wouldn't care. But at the end of the day, I would like to see what Rob can do when he's given a chance to do the job, or if the Lakers provided him with an adequate staff. I would like to see that. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to, but he has proven on a multitude of times that he's able to get things done. But he's also proven that sometimes, it's funny. Rob will. I was talking about this with someone the other day. Rob has been, I think, very good at being patient in the deals he doesn't make, because he'd be overpaying or just doing stuff that probably would feel desperate or rushed. My criticism of him would be sometimes not having patience in something that they already did do. Like when he trades someone a little too early, or when he lets go of someone a little too early. I think sometimes he doesn't see things all the way through when he has somebody. That is probably, to me, his biggest flaw. But outside of that, he has gotten good players and he has made good moves. He's made bad moves. He's made good moves. He's made great moves, right? Now, that's every GM in the league. Like Sam Presti is at the top, of the league when it comes to executives. Look at some of his moves. Look at him. Go back and look at some of his moves. He has missed way more than he's hit. All right. But he's done it so long in OKC, and he's done so many moves, and eventually it hit. The same thing with Danny Ainge when he was in Boston. Made so many horrible draft picks, so many horrible signings, so many bad trades. And then he hit. Robbed people on a few trades. Hit on some draft picks. But when you're given the tenure and the control, the authority, when you're given that, then you can be judged on it, but you get a long run of it. And a lot of the guys who get painted as the top or the best in the league, and they are right now, they went through complete ruts, complete disaster moves. Even the late, great Jerry West, God rest his soul, caught a lot of bricks. A lot of them. He'll be the first to tell you. Read his book. I've heard it in person. Caught a lot of bricks. All right. Rob is no Jerry West. No. No. Nowhere near. It's not even in his shadow. But what I'm saying is, whether you like Rob or not, he was on the job when we got Luka, and he got Luka because of a relationship with another team executive and because the player he traded for, Anthony Davis. Anyone who argues against that, I'm just going to slap you in the face with some truth, because you need it. Next. All right. Let's see. What's going on, Christopher? Do you think the Lakers have another trade in them? Yeah, for sure. I think the Lakers have multiple trades that they can do. Will they? Are they? These are the questions, and I do not know the answer. But if you're asking me, do they have another trade? Oh yeah. Will they? Is the real question. Bulky Badass says, should Braun get a statue? Now, this is one that's going to be, this is a way bigger debate than will they retire his jersey? Because I'm telling you 100% they're going to retire his jersey. This is the real debate here. And I don't know if he should get one. I don't know. But I think he will. I think he will. And I'm going to tell you why. Is I believe the Lakers are going to want that when you come to crypto.com arena, formerly Staples Center, whatever it's called in 30 years from now, if they're still playing there or wherever they're playing. I believe that the Lakers want 20, 30, 40, whatever years from now, that someone goes to see the Lakers and you're going to have like this just display of top tier legends, and they all wore the purple and gold. You're going to have Magic Johnson. You're going to have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You're going to have Elgin Baylor. You're going to have Jerry West. You're going to have Shaq. You're going to have multiple Kobe's. You're going to have Chick Hearn out there. You're going to have multiple. And this is why I believe that LeBron James will get a statue, and it's going to be because of that. Because the Lakers are going to be that brand that's going to constantly remind you of who's played for them and who's won with them. And that's why I think he's going to get the statue. Should he get one is another debate, but I think he's going to get one. I don't think it'll be immediate. I think his jersey will absolutely 100% be retired and hung in the rafters. They still call them rafters. They're not rafters. But I believe that his jersey will be up there with the other Laker greats. I believe he will get a statue, but the debate is, should he get a statue? That's the real debate to me. Appreciate the comment. Marlon says that Braun, don't say this is his last year. By the start of the season, he'll go to Dallas and sign a 2-year deal, 80 to 100 million, and then he'll retire. Well, Dallas can't sign him. They don't got the money for that. So that won't work. That won't work, Marlon. They can't sign him to that money. I don't know. Rob hadn't made an offseason trade since August 24. Yeah, because there really hasn't been one that they liked. And he was holding on to things, and he got the one he liked, which was Luka. So I get it. But if that deal comes along that they like and that teams are negotiating in good faith on, he will make a trade. But teams are always trying to now to rob someone. They're trying to get the upper hand on them. They want to get that Danny Ainge trade. They want to get that, oh, you smoked them. Not many guys really go in and really have like a good faith. The best trades and the best relationships comes from trades that benefit both parties. And a lot of these guys don't operate under that. And that's what stalls a lot of these trades. It's not just Pelinka that doesn't do it. Look, there's plenty of GMs that haven't made moves. Rob is just a poster child because there's way more Laker fans and there's way more impatient Laker fans than there are Charlotte Hornets fans. But there's a lot of teams that don't make as many moves as you think. Just like, look, let me use the prime example of how these chuckleheads go around and cry on their shows about Rob giving out the second-year player option to players. When every single team in the league did it. Every single team in the league did it. And guess what this year? Ayton, second-year player option. Marcus Smart, second-year player option. Go look at every player around the league, especially on minimums, that took the minimum, second-year player option. 10 out of 10. But it becomes a Laker thing because people are lazy and because people want to cry and they want to whine and they need someone to blame and point at and say, that's the bad guy, right? That's what they need. That's what they have to do. Instead of doing their homework and doing their research, which really isn't homework or research. It's just common basketball business. So it's just the same thing. It's the same thing. So while I get, and it is absolutely true that he has not made a trade since then, it's not stopping him from making a trade. There just isn't a lot out there that they could do, that they'd like, that they'd have the assets to do, that they feel is worth it. Like, who are they going to give up the only pick they can trade for? Who? And is the player they have in mind, does that team want 2 firsts? And the Lakers aren't, okay, how do we go about that? What do we do with that? Like, there's a lot of different things that come down to it. A lot of different things. So because the Lakers they gave up all those swaps and firsts in the AD trade, it really did handcuff them to be able to do anything. That AD trade was great as far as it brought them a chip and it got them an incredible player, but it really, really tied their hands in making trades. Also, for a good point of AD's tenure, they were either like very top dollar, especially when you had Braun, AD, and Russ, and you had a bunch of minimum guys. You can't make trades like that. You can't do it. Then you get rid of Russ, you break them up into pieces. Some of those guys leave, some of those guys stay. It's just not as simple as you guys make it seem. And yeah, other teams make trades, other teams do things. But a lot of those teams, when you look at like the Phoenixes and like the Clippers at the time or the Warriors, a lot of these guys are like, we don't care. We're going to the second apron. Those billion-dollar owners, they didn't care. The Lakers weren't at the time, didn't have that type of capital. So it's not apples to apples there. I know it's fun and I know it's easy to say that, but all things being considered, it's not the same. It's not the same playing field. It wasn't the same game off the court. It wasn't the same checkbook. It wasn't the same reality. I know it doesn't change the fact that you want to trade. It doesn't change the fact that Rob doesn't make those trades. But at the end of the day, this is not excuses. This is math. This is math. Speaking of math, where did I leave off? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, ready to go. Jeff, if LeBron wanted to go back to Cleveland, he would have opted out and joined them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not buying into all the narratives of Braun wanted to or was going to go here or go there. Like I'm not buying into that. I'm really not. Did he think about it? Did it cross his mind? He's like, nah. Like maybe, but don't know. But it just, when you start really putting everything, if you wrote it down and put it down on paper, a lot of it, the stuff that's out there, it just doesn't make sense. But people run with it because they need something to talk about it because it's July and the only sport in town right now is baseball. And the Dodgers been ass for about 3 weeks. So people need something to talk about. What's going on, Sammy the Man? What's good, Jeff? You think the Lakers roster is set or another move? I hope it's not set because this roster is not set, right? They do need some things they need to get. They got players they need to get. I won't be thrilled if they go into the season with this roster. I won't be thrilled. But as we get closer to the season, as we get further away from Summer League, and these guys start going on vacation, I think we're getting further away from potential dialogue and framework of trades that were already talked about kind of stalling, and you run the risk of maybe those teams moving to another team and doing a deal. So I think as the summer goes on, the less likelihood there is of a trade in the offseason. But, you know, if, and this is a big capital I, capital F, if these rumors are true and what Miami wanted for Wiggins, I don't do that deal if I'm the Lakers. If a lot of these rumors are true for what these teams wanted for some of these guys, look, Portland wanted a draft pick for Ayton last year to take his money. Portland wanted 2 first-round picks for Jeremy Grant. Like, these teams are hella greedy. And Rob wasn't about to overpay. And now a lot of these guys can't be moved anywhere near from what they were asking last year. They should have just took the Lakers seconds. So that's what Rob is eventually waiting for them to come back. Y'all seen draft day? But that's not the offer. You know, that's that offer has changed now. We live in a different world now than we did 20 minutes ago, whatever the time was. And that's, I think, how Rob is approaching it, which I think is the right approach. The problem is the timeline with LeBron and AD. You had a weird timeline with Luka. The timeline's different. And I will continue to repeat and continue to say this, is the whole 2027 thing is about not taking on someone to save this year's team. Not taking that on. If the Lakers got wind that they could get a player, it would only require some salary they have with players they're comfortable moving and 1 first-round pick to get a guy that can play along Luka for the next 10 years, 7 to 10 years. And they really like the player and Luka likes the player. The Lakers will make that move today. Just don't know if that player is available right now today. And that's really the elephant in the room. I don't believe they didn't ask for an extension. He said that's cap. Clutch asked, but new ownership didn't give him one. I don't know, Gregory. I mean, they said it. It'd be very easily for someone to leak that that's not true, and that didn't come out. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I think a lot of stuff will come out later. It was up to Jeannie. She will do her 1+1 deals with him as usual. Well, she doesn't need that. That was when she's protecting her pockets, right? Getting more money. She's getting a bunch of money in this sale. So her mentality absolutely could have changed as well. You know what I mean? Now she got money now. She always had money, but now this is different. This is different now. At some point, you got to know your time's up. Yep. Dan Inspiration. What's up, my guy? LeBron likes the attention, so he will keep quiet so they can still talk. Yeah, exactly. And it's smart. It is absolutely smart what he's doing. I think LeBron wants to play for Dallas so he can play with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. Well, Kyrie's not going to play next year for most of the year, and there's no guarantee how long AD is going to play next year. How many games he's going to miss next year? There's no way. Well, don't complain about winning. You can't pick up $52 million and expect the Lakers to be a championship team. Hell, you taking up most of the payroll. This I agree with 100%. What's this? Dakin. I apologize if I'm saying that the wrong way. Appreciate you tuning in. LeBron would be the ultimate six-man off the bench. He wouldn't have to play major minutes, but could have a major impact. I don't disagree, but because for one, saving energy, a lot of this, but there's no way he's going to the bench. He played at an all-NBA second-team level last year. So that's not going to happen. No way, no how. I'm not high on Lakers offseason as everyone else. I'm not high on it. I'm not sitting up here and say, oh, they did a fantastic job. I felt like they got guys for next to nothing because, you know, you have a superstar now that can back channel on behalf of the organization. This is another thing that I kind of like. I was kind of getting like, I had some weirdo online yesterday, like wilding out on me, tripping out and racial slurs and all kinds of weirdo stuff. It's wild. And, you know, essentially just, you know, one of those guys that want to sit back and say that every move that Rob has done has been handed to him, right? It doesn't work that way. You can't conveniently sit up here and say, these are the same guys who will sit up here and say that every move that Rob did was handed to him because Luka did it. But then it'll be the same guys who will sit up here and ball wash Pat Riley for getting LeBron and Chris Bosh like Dwayne Wade didn't do that. You know what I mean? So you can't have it both ways. Well, you've heard me break down the Rob Meyer stuff often. Like you can't change the rules because it's the guy you don't like. You can't do that. You can't do that. You think if Luka wasn't buying in or believing in what they were doing, if he wasn't on the same page, if that meeting at that restaurant didn't go well with them, that he wouldn't be out here back channeling for this team like he never did for Dallas? Why didn't he do this for Dallas? Why didn't he do this? He wasn't a recruiter in Dallas. This has been said multiple times. Why is he doing it so heavy here? Why? Why? When he walked out of that restaurant with that binder that Pelinka gave him, you don't think they talked about what players they want? You don't think he was, hey, we can't talk to these guys. They're under contract. You can go talk to the guy. Go have your agent talk, whatever. Do your thing. Have him get in the ear of the other team. Get permission for us to talk to him. Then we'll talk to him. How do you guys think this works? How do you guys think this works? The Lakers could not talk to Ayton or Marcus Smart until their team gave them permission to seek buyout destinations. Once they were given permission, this is how it happens. A player or the agent has a general idea that the team will be willing to do a buyout, save them a little bit of money. Then they'll allow them permission to go find their buyout destination. They'll pre-negotiate how much money they're getting, AKA what the other team is going to save. And then it happens. But the way in is usually the player or the agent. The teams cannot get involved yet. Once Portland or Washington or any of those teams gave the player's agent permission to seek a buyout destination, once they gave that permission, then the Lakers could talk to them. But they couldn't do the groundwork initially because that's tampering. That's why it's so much out there that it was Luka. And it was. Teams leverage their stars to do their bidding until they're legally able to do so themselves. This is old hat in the NBA. This happens everywhere. But I don't understand why people fail to get this. What? I'm not clicking on that one. Legend of Experiment. What's going on? Said thoughts on Shaq saying he wins 6 rings with Steph and 3 with T-Mac. I mean, nothing. I mean, Shaq, I saw a clip where he said, he's arrogant enough to think he'd get 1 by himself, but there's no way he gets 3 without Kobe. I saw that portion of it. I saw where he said that his career would not be the same without Kobe. What Kobe was doing for him, and what he was doing and the level he took it up to was something that he didn't think anyone could do. But what he means by, like, if you played with Steph in today's era with a guy like Shaq, a guy that can shoot it like that, and a guy that literally no big is anywhere remotely close to his size or skill set, in today's era, I can see Shaq and Steph getting 6. But in today's era, I can see Shaq and Kobe getting 6. I don't know if Shaq and Steph get 6 rings in Kobe Shaq's era. I don't know. The game was so much more physical. But we don't know, and we'll never know. And guys are out there talking. Guys are on their shows. They're on other people's shows. They're talking. They're doing their thing. I don't really get upset about any of this stuff. I didn't even get upset about the T-Mac comments because I knew T-Mac wasn't going at Kobe. He was answering a question. He was kind of trying to defend his own legacy. I said at the time, that's Kobe's guy. Like, that's Kobe's guy. They were best friends. He's not out. He never slanders Kobe. But you get these clips, you get these parts. Just like when Shaq was talking about Gil and talking about theoretically he's right, but it was the wrong guy because Kobe, although was a passenger and he was a number 2, he was not your average number 2, and there was no number 2 like him. So you almost have to watch these whole interviews because the clips get real misleading. I would personally start Smart over Austin. That's me, though. What's going on, Alex? I get you. I hear you. But for me, what I continue to believe and say is that they are not going to bench Austin in a contract year. It's not going to happen, and nor should it happen, right? So it's not going to happen, but we will see. We'll see what happens, right? But I'm not convinced now that Austin's going to be here, right? I mean, when you go out and you sign Marcus Smart, if there ever was a time where you were going to trade Austin to get something before you lost him potentially for nothing, it's going to be now. It wouldn't surprise me, and if in a couple of weeks Austin Reeves is at a press conference in another city holding up another jersey, it wouldn't surprise me. The problem is Austin isn't enough to get you something of value because he's 13, 14 million. I got to double check. But I mean, Rui would or Gabe or Vanna would have to be included in that to get you like someone else. But I'm not trading Austin Reeves for Andrew Wiggins. Like, I'm not doing that. So, like, who's the guy? I'm saying, who's the guy? Who's the guy of value? And that's what it always come back to. Who's the guy of value that's better than Austin, that you could move Austin, filler, and a first for, that the Lakers could get? Who's that guy? Now, I've been saying there's guys out there like a Mikal Bridges, like Marcus Smart that they got for next to nothing. These guys playing alongside Luka would be very beneficial because of what they can do on the defensive end and the way they can shoot threes. And Austin's got maybe a little bit of redundancy there with Luka and Braun. So I could totally see, like, if the Lakers had a chance on one of those guys, but the price is probably too high. Is New York and Mike Brown interested of a Jalen Brunson, Austin Reeves backcourt? Defensively, that would be that'd be lunch meat. That'd be direct deposit for the offense. So probably not, right? So who is that guy? If you're moving Austin, who is the guy that you could get with Austin and a Rui or a Gabe or a Vando? Like, who's the guy? Gregory says Rob seems scared of making offseason trades. I don't think he's scared, man. Like I said, I broke it down. It's just the math is so much different than what people think. It's great if everyone was playing a video game and they turned it into arcade mode and can make these moves. But when you got a guy in his late 30s and now he's 40 making $52 million, it really, really makes it difficult for you to make any moves to improve the team while a player making that much money at that age is on your roster. Let's see what's going on. Wonka, he said, "What up, Jeff? I know you're talking Lakers, but is it panic time for the Dodgers?" No, it's not. baseball in 2017. They went like 1-17 in an 18-game stretch, something like that. Still got to the World Series. We've seen this before. We even saw the stretch like this in the Lakers in 2000. They just fell off a cliff towards the end of that season. And then, like, so there are these things happen. Lakers, the Dodgers injuries, the Dodgers overuse of pitch. There's a lot of there's a perfect storm of buffoonery going on right now with the Dodgers, and it's showing its effect on the field. And I believe they'll overcome it. And in a few months, we'll look back on this stretch and appreciate what they accomplish even more. Let's see, Denver sports. What's going on, man? You think you are better than Denver? The Lakers? Right now, no, I don't. I don't think so. I felt we could have got them last year. I think last year was the year to get them. But with what they've done, I've liked what they've done, and I think they're a better team than last year. I thought they were better than OKC last year. Just couldn't get it done in Game 7, and now they've gotten better. And I think that they have as good a chance to win a championship now as they did the year that they won it. Gregory says, no signs Rob Pelinka will make a trade this offseason. He hasn't made one in over 3 years. He might not. He trades for picks, buys picks. But outside of that, what is this? Someone is in the chat going crazy. Hold on a second. I don't know what search is in here tonight. Let me see. Okay. Hold on. I haven't got to the bottom here, so I don't know if he's in here, but someone is getting getting wild there in the chat. Let's see. The exclusive. What's going on, man? Let's see. The dark cloud has been positioned over the franchise yet another year. He said the dark cloud. You talk about LeBron, you call him the dark cloud. Like I said, LeBron, it's either people love him or hate him, right? So it's very rare. I'm in the middle, right? I definitely don't hate him, and he's not my favorite player of all time, but I absolutely respect his career, and I'm appreciative of his Laker time. But it's just so crazy, like the one side or the other. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? If rumors are true, teams don't like a trade with Rob, and the Lakers teams are going to make Rob overpay these expiring contracts at the deadline. It's not true that teams don't like Rob. Woj himself slayed that narrative. It's not true. Purple and gold, what's going on? What's up, Empire? Jeff, with this squad, where do you rank us in the West? Would you put us above the Clippers, Dallas, and Minnesota? Salute to you. I would put them above them. I do. I think they're better than last year, and they finished third. So yes, I will. I'm not as high on Houston as everyone else is either. I'm not. There's a lot of potential things to go wrong there. But I have the Lakers. I have Denver, OKC, and then the Lakers. I have the Lakers third again. That's where I have them right now. Or they will lose them for nothing. Mike Waters says, if the Lakers put a senior citizen team together, the media will trash them, not praise them. Yeah, are you talking about what the Clippers did? It's crazy. That's what I was saying. I just got to it right now. I think I see Serge down there. I think he got her. Sorry, I as I got down to her portion of the chat, I didn't realize she was in there for a while. So I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what's going on in here. Let's see. There we go, Serge. Appreciate you, brother. There you go. I'm confident that got cleaned up. I'm confident. What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Legend Fanboy 101. Jeff, is Luka the best player in the world? And do you think we are the best team in the NBA? No and no. I think Luka has potential to be the best player in the world. If he comes in shape, and if he comes in on his revenge tour and he's playing in an MVP pace and the Lakers are top 4 in the West, yes, then he's going to put himself in position for the discussion of the best player in the world. Right now, I still have it as Joker. I do not have SGA as the best player in the world. SGA is a very good player. But to me, he's not the best player in the world. To me, it's still Joker. And I think Luka and Joker will be battling for that title this season. He can't play it forever. At some point, he's going to get phased out. Yep. Bandwagon, what's going on, man? I see you. Let me mind my business, though. Appreciate you. Let's see. Luka is better than... Okay, let's see. Sharon B. What's going on, Sharon B? Luka can't take the crown. He can only be the Lakers superstar. All fans will pick the face of the league. No, this I agree. But I do believe that look, I'll tell you this, and I stand on this 100%. If Luka is winning a championship as a Los Angeles Laker, he will undoubtedly be the face of the league. They are the franchise of the league. He will be the best player on the biggest franchise in the league. He will be the face of the league. If, and this is a big if he wins a championship with the Lakers. Luka is the best player in the world when healthy. He owns them. He's top tier when healthy. Absolutely. I got to see Luka in shape and healthy next year, but I think he has definite chance to get there. LeBron needs to retire while he's still in good physical condition instead of a broken down shell of himself, which is why I think it might just be one more year. Cuba said Jokic had the best season and he's a 3-time MVP. You're all delusional troll. That's why I said I still think that Joker is the best player in the NBA. I don't think he's lost that crown. I don't think he's lost it. That's just me. That's just my opinion. I could be right. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And me, like everyone else, I have one. Joker choked in Game 7 2 years in a row. Last year's team, I felt that they could have beat OKC, but I felt like this last year's team was not as good as their chip team by far. Luka beat the team Jokic choked. I mean, matchups, it happens though. You got to understand that series against Denver took a lot out of Minnesota, and then Luka was able to capitalize on that. Whether you like it or not, Luka has took the crown. The Luka team, it's Luka's team. Well, it is Luka's team. Everyone knows that. Here comes. Yeah, Joker's a bad boy. Okay, now they're going back. Okay, I'm gonna get past the Joker, Luka. Here we go. Okay. I'm saying LeBron had the crown before the Lakers. That's different than being the Lakers superstar. No, I get it. But Luka was already coming along. Luka was already becoming that dude in Dallas. Now you add him to the Lakers. Nah, we got to see. What's going on, Joseph? Salute, Joseph. Appreciate you. Didn't know you were in here. I thought I heard something break. Bull in a china shop. Thought I heard something break for the Joe. Oh, man. Let me slow down. The Joe Soro experiment. Oh, man. It's the first time I've ever gotten it right. I suck at life. Gregory says, what's going to happen if Bron keeps playing at some point? You're going to get carried off, be forced to retire. Hope not. Okay, everyone's talking about. He said, who is this guy? I've had some new people of late coming through and pulling up, man. Cuba, it's the internet. People like who they like, and it kind of just is what it is, brother. You know what I'm saying? There's people who love Joker, who hate Joker. There's Luka stands, there's Bron stands, everybody has stands. Everybody has stands. When Westbrook had stands, Harden has stands. Everyone has stands now. Everyone has stands. Crazy. Never seen anything like this. 60 currently on Twitter X. How many is there now? That was a while ago. Let's see. There are 90 people on Twitter X, 80 people on YouTube. Do me a favor, y'all. Let's check the like count. Come on, y'all. We got 44 likes on the video. Currently 80 people watching live. If you have not done so already, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. You would be greatly appreciated. We cover the NBA, the Lakers, the MLB, and the Dodgers. We talk food, we talk movies, we talk music from time to time too. And my Beagle puppy, Lucky, who has not made an appearance tonight, he's my co-star, but he's off chewing something. I'm probably going to be mad at him for doing so later. But if you like that and that's your type of thing, make sure to give us a sub. But at the very least, drop a like on the video and share the video out to your peoples, man. We greatly appreciate it. Oh, we got a troll. They're saying they don't like the trolls up in here, huh? Let's see. You know who I am. Joe just wants to get like the Bane from Batman voice, right? He just. If Joe got a better mic, he'd have one. I keep telling him to step up his mic game. He don't want to listen to me. I like Luka, but I think Wemby will be the next king to face the face of the league. You know what? I'm a little disappointed so far in Wemby. We'll see. This year's big for him. I understand he had the blood clot year 2. Can't really hold that against him. Year 1 rookie. I do feel that this is a big year. Big year. Joe's burner. Joe's definitely. Joe is not a burner guy. I can tell you that right now. Joe will burn a burner, but he's not a burner guy. This is a big year for Wemby. Real big year for Wemby. he has Bronny has gotten better. Yeah, he has gotten better. Like I said, I'm still not up here saying that he's ready to play regular minutes on an NBA team, but I think in summer league between last year and this year, he has truly shown development. This I believe. Disney is the word I feel more confident saying here. Luka next face of the league. I think it's very possible. Bronny can be a GP too. Yeah, Alex, I think that's fair. Joe says, "Nah, I don't need burners. I'm already a fire natural." Yeah, this is true. Joe runs 24/7 with hot flashes, so he's absolutely he's absolutely right about that. Let's see, my business. I still talking. Okay, I'm staying away from that conversation right now. Let's see. And opinions like wild are like are the wilderness between knowledge and ignorance. Here we go. Connect needs to be playing with the confidence that Bronny has. Yeah, Connect just got destroyed from that trade, yo. And maybe they got to trade him again to just get out from under that funk. When Walter took over the Dodgers in 2012 of May, the first big trade was with the Red Sox. Yep. Adrian Gonzalez, Josh Beckett, and outfielder Carl Crawford, and Nick Punto for James Loney and for prospects. Yeah. So like I said, I don't think that the new ownership groups wants any part of the LeBron Lakers. Not from a shade standpoint. I think they just want to take over with their superstar, their team, and keep it pushing. LeBron's not going to be here for 4 or 5 more years. They don't really care at this point. Okay. I think Lakers, Cavs, and Miami will all retire LeBron's jersey. Yep, this is true. They're still talking about this proved that Dodger fans to the Dodgers were all in. Will the Lakers do the same? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. They're going back and forth on this conversation. Let me get past this. Cuba's going in here. Cuba and Legend is pretty much the most of the chat. So I can skip to this as they talk to each other. I know Cuba's getting heated here. This is actually kind of funny. Okay, now everyone's gonna jump in. Okay, I'm gonna skip through here. Okay. OKC earned the title this year. Season is done. Time to move on. Yep, facts. Absolutely. Agreed. Bronny should have a statue and glue it next to Oscar De La Hoya statue. Oscar. Have y'all been seeing Oscar? I don't typically, but look, that dude is for sure. That dude is for sure. This dude's forever loaded whenever I see him, man. Goku says he won't make a trade. Maybe you won't. I don't know, man. I'm not in the room. I don't know. I agree. Joe is a legend. Danny Ortiz, what's going on, man? No statue. We brought him for star power, generating money to the city. While that is true, I think they will continue to milk that, Danny. That's my whole reasoning behind it. I think the Lakers want every like mega star or superstar that's paid for them and won to have a statue outside of the arena. It's kind of like a museum type of thing. And I think they're going to do it. Like, I really think they are. I think 100% for sure, undoubtedly, that he will get the jersey retired. I think he'll get a statue, but whether he should or not is a different conversation. Just had a burrito. Can I get a salute? Oh, man. See, and now I want a burrito, man. I don't want a burrito, but salute to you, man. What kind of burrito you have, man? What kind of burrito? Talk to me. What's going on, Roy? Only Laker great should get a statue. LeBron is a Laker great. Laker greats make everyone else around them better. LeBron needs everyone else to make him look good. LeBron era the worst. I don't all the way disagree with that. I don't think every person who's won a championship or multiple championship has had multiple great players around them. I mean, that's Michael Jordan had multiple great players around him. Kobe Bryant, I feel, was the guy who never won with like that third Hall of Famer on his team. But you know, LeBron, it doesn't lessen Bron's greatness. It doesn't. I had a turkey sandwich on sourdough at home. Salute. Everyone's talking food now. Oh, I forgot I said chuckleheads. Chuckleheads, man. Man. Eating, drinking. see. LeBron James statue retirement jersey, carry up championship banner, 623 NBA Hall of Fame. So lots to unpack there. Speaking of Dodgers legend, how about our boy Chris Taylor taking a header from Diaz in New York and getting up like it was never nothing to it? Yeah. Shout out CP3, man. CP3. I know everyone at the end hated him, but shout out to him for his Dodger tenure overall. There was more good than bad, and he was part of some special moments. So shout out to CT3. Not going on here. Denver Sports says, Empire, how big do you reckon AD is down there? Like his wait, I'm not falling for this. I'm gonna assume you're saying his stature in Dallas. I'm gonna assume that's what you mean. I ain't taking that over there. I think he's a star in Dallas. I'm gonna leave it as that. I don't internet be weird. Speaking of weird, there's another person with Joe's picture in there. They are, Joe. They are. Trying to catch up here the best I can. Yeah, Luka is the best player in the world when healthy and was robbed an MVP. Cleveland had no money. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think people just run with these narratives. So you don't fancy the flag is a real Band-Aid, Joe. The flag is a real Band-Aid. There's a whole lot of crosstalk here. I'm trying to keep out of here now. Oh, sorry. Roy said if LeBron opted out, no team was going to give him 52 million. Oh, no. Hell no. Oliver Garrett. Appreciate you, man. Goodbye, LeBron James, and hello, Luka Dončić. Yeah, it's kind of what it is right now. I don't think Flag will be better than Luka when his career is over. I don't think so either. Will Luka pass Kobe all time eventually? I'm asking for your prediction. So I don't know what you mean. Like, is he going to win more rings? It's going to be tough. Is he going to score more than him? He might if he plays long enough. They're different, man. To me, I know it's become very popular to tear down Kobe for a lot of people right now. But I will continue to stand on and say that I don't care what YouTube clips you show me. I don't care what page you show me on Basketball Reference. I don't care. I've sat front row and seen Kobe. I've seen second, third row. I watched Kobe's entire career live. And it's very easy to break down clips or watch games now that are different than what you're accustomed to now and say, oh, it's this or say it's that. But when you go and talk to every single first ballot Hall of Famer in the era that Kobe Bryant played, it's a very quick answer. The guys who had to fight him for championships, the guys he prevented from getting championships, the guys he helped win championships, they will all tell you the same thing. And they had the best view of anyone. Better than YouTube, better than my seats at Staples, better than all of them. And they're pretty much unanimous in what they think of it. So I don't care how long you've covered the league. I don't care how long you how many YouTube followers, subscribers, views you have. I don't care how many YouTube videos you've watched. They outrank you when it comes to the opinion and the fact. And with them, it's pretty unanimous. So to me, no. Luka will not pass Kobe. Most haven't. Some have. Most haven't. If I will say this, though, if it gets to a point where it's a conversation, Laker fans win either way, because it means that Luka's won multiple championships, has had multiple best player in the league years. So for my sake and our sake and the Lakers' sake, I absolutely hope that becomes a conversation, because that means Luka is getting busy. So I hope so, but I think not. Joe says no. Luka will never be better than Kobe. Kobe was a different dude. What if he wins 7 championships? Again, that's going to be very hard to do. If he wins 7 championships and he's the best player on all 7 teams, and he breaks the scoring record. There's a lot of ifs here, but I'm still going to say no because I think the odds are of him winning less than 7 are greater than him winning 7, or lesser than him winning 7. Yeah, but who knows if those offers were for other teams or just the Lakers? Well, we know because we've seen deals that the Lakers wouldn't make that other teams did. Like the DeJounte Murray is a prime example of it. Prime example. That was the price. That was the known price. And eventually the Pelicans paid it and the Lakers won it. So we know that these teams do have high price tags. So the answer to that is we do know. We've seen it. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up to these chats. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if there's anyone I've missed. Let's see. There we go. We got Alejandro. What's going on? Jeff, great to see you. Talk about the Lakers today. We all bleed blue, but yeah, dog days of summer are definitely here. Appreciate you, Alejandro. I'm trying to check in with those who dropped a comment who I haven't got to yet. And then I'm gonna start at the bottom of the chat because it's being too hard to catch up to all these. I think everyone that's chimed in, I think I've highlighted them at least once. Let's see. Alex said everyone said that Rob got Luka handed because who knows what would happen if Luka was available for trade for everyone? Yeah, but I mean, again, I'm not saying that his relationship got that deal done. So that alone, you got to give credit to Rob. His relationship and him having a player that he traded for that Dallas wanted in Anthony Davis and Max Christie. So this was, like I said, if you're going to sit up here and blame him for trading Zubac when Magic was the face of the team, if you're going to blame him for that because he was in the room, then you have to give him credit for being in the room for getting Luka. You can't have it both ways. You can't change the rules. You can't change the rules, or I'm coming for you. Coming for you if you're a rule changer. Let's see. Trying to get to the bottom of these chats. Okay. All right, controversial man. I don't think I've read any of yours yet. Would you do Reeves, Gabe, and Maxey for Jalen Suggs? No, I wouldn't do that. Let's see. Jeff, I have to ask what really happened with our dog versus man. He was a guy I again still wanted this offseason. I've been wanting the Lakers to get him at a good rate for a while. They almost had him a couple seasons ago. They almost traded for him a few times. That salary was just so bloated. This year, I felt there was a chance they could have got him. Now, if I had a choice between Bruce Brown and Marcus Smart, I'm taking Marcus Smart. So I like what we got. I like Jake, Marcus, and Ayton for what we got them for. So yeah, it just didn't work out. Okay, I think King Dynasty said, I predict that within 4 years of LeBron leaving, we win 2 chips. I mean, I don't think that's unrealistic because of how great potentially Luka could be. So I don't think that's unrealistic. What's going on, Sports Baby? Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Is that Randy? Randy, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. LBJ cannot accept that his time is up. Let's see. True Arrow says, for sure, Jeff, if Luka wins with us, he easily becomes face of the league. Easily. I think so, for sure. The secret to LeBron continuing to play at a high level is Bronny. Nothing will drive more a father than going to battle with his son. I think that's a fair point. Would you move Austin for Dante? You're talking about DiVincenzo. If that was an option, because low-key, they kind of do the same thing. Austin's better, but think about it for a second. OKC moved Giddey for Caruso. I think DiVincenzo is probably a better defender than Austin, but that's not a guy I move Austin for. That's not the guy I move Austin for. Just call it the experiment. Forget the Joe Sorbo. That's probably what throws it off because they keep wanting to say Joe Rogan. It keeps throwing me off. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just do. Let's see. think I've gotten just about everybody here. Let's go with the all caps comment here. What's going on, Steve? Well, the new ownership group doesn't come in until the end of September. And once they make their observation, they will report to Mark, and then he will decide how to move forward. Jeannie and Rob won't make it. They might not. They legitimately might not. I'm not going to sit up here and say I think Rob will be here for the next 5 years. I can't say that, right? I had heard how could I had heard that Rob may kind of, and I don't know, I haven't I don't know how concrete this is, I'll say that, but I had kind of heard something that Rob may have been kind of grandfathered in with Jeannie. What I mean by that is it's going to be Jeannie's decision on Rob. I don't have multiple confirmations on that, but the person I kind of heard that through has been pretty solid, and he wasn't 100%, but it's just something that he believed. It's very possible that was kind of negotiated in. I don't know if it is, but it might be. And it doesn't mean that Jeannie just doesn't say, hey, look, we're going to pay you out with this and more. And maybe grandfathered in as far as he gets some type of windfall or some more money. I don't know. I don't know to the extent of it. But from what I'm gathering is that Jeannie wanted to make sure Rob was taken care of too, to an extent. So if that's the case, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how long he's going to be here. I have no idea. All right, trying to catch up here, man. You guys are active today. I appreciate you. Trying to get to the bottom of the trying to get to the bottom of it here. And we got a super chat in the building. Appreciate it, brother Search. Such as I'm here for Lucky, not Jeff. I need to get Lucky's own channel going, man. I need to get Lucky's own channel going. I got to show you guys, Chris. I haven't got to the bottom of the chat yet. Drip Show did a ridiculous, dope, like pillow. Like I posted it on my IG. So check out my IG at Empire Jeff TV. A sick pillow with like Lucky. Wow. Lucky with the Dodger trophy and his Dodger jersey on the pillow. And he sent me this ridiculous Kobe Bryant like blanket thing. So make sure to check out Drip Show. I don't know if Chris is in here, but make sure to check him out. As you know, Chris, my brother, you guys have all seen his designs and everything, including my logo, which maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I feel it's the best thing he's ever created. How crazy quick we came up with that was nuts. Me and Chris worked together so quick. So the work that he's done has been phenomenal, and he continues to bless me. He's never had to bless me once, and he continues to do so. So shout out to Chris. I go to my IG, and he's got some killer canvases. Like I've got one back behind me here. You can't really see it, but there's a Kobe one down there. I was gonna put it on my wall, but then you can't see it on the stream. So I'm trying to realign to where I can have the wall kind of behind me, and you can see some of the artwork I'm gonna put up. But appreciate you, Search. What's with the profile pic? Speaking of the devil, and he appears. So what's going on, Drip Show, the best two-way channel on YouTube, Empire Jeff TV. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you as always. That's crazy. I was just talking about you not even knowing you were in the room. That's crazy. Appreciate you, man. Hope you're doing well, you and the family, man. And thank you again. That blanket was nuts as usual, man. The most gifted artist, graphic artist I've ever seen. Drip Show. Make sure to go to support them, guys. What would you say is a dark horse trade candidate for the Lakers? I don't know, Kane, because I don't know what the Lakers are willing to pay, and I don't know what teams are charging right now. I don't really know. First-time listener, great show, says Dino. Thank you, Dino. I appreciate that. You're a great first-time listener. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that, but thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody, man. Like I said, I was someone that was doing these shows nightly. My show got off to a great start, built some great momentum. And then my career has kind of gotten in the way of me. Career and family has kind of gotten in the way of me doing this consistently on a nightly basis. So I become more of a short-term content guy daily. And I'm trying to set the goal of popping up 3 days a week to be able to do this because I do love it. I enjoy it. This is kind of my escape from things. It allows me to clear my head. I get to hang with some great people and talk sports. So I love doing this. My only regret is I don't get to do it as often as I would like. But I do appreciate everyone who continues to pull up when I do pull up. It's very easy on YouTube when you don't show up for a week or 5 to 6 days or 3 to 4 days. Like, YouTube stops taking you seriously. They stop pushing you out. And like I said, there are family members and the loved ones who don't even get notifications when I go live because I'm not on here every night. And that's my fault, right? It's my fault. Like, I understand the grind you got to put in. I understand that YouTube pushes those who puts in the grind and puts in the work. So I understand it. You know, I can't cry about it because I'm not putting in the work that's required. But when I do pull up, I do appreciate those who do continue to support me, whether it's Lakers, whether it's Dodgers, whether it's whatever. But make sure to follow all socials at Empire Jeff TV on IG, on YouTube, on Twitter X, as well as on TikTok. Make sure to give your boy a follow. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to see. I think I got to. Appreciate you as always, Chris. What's going on, Bloodhound? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you were doing well. Said the Emperor of Mods. Oh, man. Yeah, Chris Paul is done after this year. You know, the Chris Paul signing, you know, was interesting. I felt like that was kind of automatic. I felt like we all kind of knew that's where it was going. Kind of wanted that send off. He was pretty much done. And it's been he's had a hell of a career. He didn't win a chip. I don't think he's gonna win one this year. Hell of a career though. I know accolades and accomplishments and everything is kind of what ring culture has deemed to makes a player successful or not. But I think that Chris Paul is an absolute first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he's had a phenomenal career. I think he's been an incredible point guard, and he deserves to be sent off. Just like I said about LeBron, they deserve to be sent off. So shout out to CP3. He's had a great career, and I wish we had more players like him. The gritty little man syndrome, feisty. Chris Paul's a legend. Absolutely. What's going on, Lou? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Oh, here comes Lucky. He's shaking something over there. You think the Clippers are doing their best 2022 Laker impression? Maybe. Maybe they're obsessed with the Lakers. They seem to want to do everything that they do. Clippers are the best team of 2019. That's funny. That's funny. Make sure, guys, if you haven't done so already, I mentioned earlier that not only is this show brought to you by Fanatics, you can tap that link in the that's in the chat. But this show has also been brought to you by my good friend, Coach Joe. Coach Joe has finished his book, and he's going to be putting it out, and it's called Life. Basketball is Like Life. Let me find this. Let me find this link. There we go. So this is my guy right here. Make sure to support my boy Coach Joe and pre-order his book, Basketball is Like Life. And it was, you know, I've been kind of had some behind the scenes on this process of this, and you know, he's been, you know, he's talked about this book with me going on a year now. So he's been putting in the work. This was the limited release of the hat with the same name of the book that I've got here, representing on tonight's show, supporting my brother. So Basketball is Like Life. It drops on August the 25th. So you can go tap that link to get your pre-order there. The hats have sold out. I'm gonna try to convince them maybe to do another run. Right. I was able to get one of the limited ones. But yeah, that's my guy. He supports me on everything. The guy that I've gone to Laker games and Dodger games with, talked a lot of sports, a lot of music, a lot of everything, man. He's just a good guy I like, you know, having conversations with. We have a lot of very similar qualities. He has a beagle as well. So we're both beagle dads. And that's my guy. So go get the pre-order of his book, Basketball is Like Life, .com, and give Joe some support. Let's see. What's going on, Josh? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Representing over on Kick. Appreciate you. He said, what's good? Lou says, it would be funny if CP3 plays better than Harden and Ty Lue plays CP3 more minutes than Harden. That would be funny. That would be wild. That would be wild. I did not write the forward. I did not. He actually got Glenn Robinson's son to write the forward on that one. Let's see. Let's see. Gio says, you still cool? I'm cool with everybody, bro. I'm cool with everybody. I got no beef with nobody. I just do my grind, do my thing. Just very career oriented, brother. But I've been kind of away for a while on this basketball grind, so I haven't been anywhere. Let's see. Purple and Gold says, love always to your channel, Jeff and the Lakers in 5. Appreciate you, Purple and Gold. Thank you, man. Let's see. I hate the Flippers, but 2020 was theirs year, to be honest. OLLA. It was until they blew a 3-1 lead. So it was until it wasn't. How many more years, LeBron? I think this could be it, Jeremy. I don't know for sure, but this could be it. It could be it. Is Joe Sora wash? What happened? I don't know what that is. I saw the Russ hand from the SBs. Wouldn't be shocked if he retires, to be honest, because it's only going to be harder if he continues. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you, man. I've been going almost 2 hours here. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for the night. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. Make sure to drop a like on the way out if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Follow us on all socials. If you're watching the replay, let me know what you think in the comment section. Search, I definitely appreciate that super chat. Most importantly, I appreciate all your guys' time. And I will catch you guys on the next one. I'll try to maybe pull up again tomorrow. I'm trying to get to where I do at least 3 shows a week. I apologize. I'm sorry. Schedule is very demanding, but I will try to get on here a couple more times this week. But until then, you all stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your week. And it's been fun. It's been great. I love kicking it with you guys, as always. So as always, go Lakers, go Dodgers. Search again. I appreciate you, brother. Love you. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.